Welcome to the Sanity Project podcast, where you can awaken your mind to clarity and success even in today's life challenges. We're here to provide insights and solutions that will help you live a sane, healthy, and prosperous life. Here's your host, Joanne Victoria.
Hello, everybody. This is Joanne Victoria with another amazing episode of the Sanity Project podcast. You are here to discover a life of clarity, confidence, sanity, and entrepreneurial success. And our guest today is Pragito Dove. Pragito is someone that I knew a while back when we both lived in the San Francisco Bay Area, and here we are circling back to each other again. Pragito Dove is the author of Lunchtime Enlightenment, Expressive Meditations for Manifesting Peace, Prosperity, and Passion. It is available on Amazon and probably on her website as well. Pragito Dove is a global authority on expressive meditation and founder of the #1 Expressive Meditation Training School in North America. An internationally recognized author, hypnotherapist, coach, and speaker with over 25 years' experience, Pragito helps entrepreneurs, leaders, teachers, healers, and CEOs align their mindset to allow for more peace, time, and financial freedom. She shows you how to change your money blueprint, recondition your mind for automatic abundance, and use spiritual laws to create real-world success. Pragito has shared the stage with such luminaries as John Gray, author of the Mars-Venus bestseller series, Panache Desai, a spiritual teacher, and MITEN, a Grammy-nominated musician with spiritual music. Welcome to the show, Pragito.
Yay, Joanne, I am thrilled to be here and to be connected with you again.
I am grateful that you are here. It's just kind of nice to reconnect with someone who we, had some connections in the old days, shall we say.
Absolutely.
So how did you get to this place so you can help our people to transform stress and worry into peace, joy, and love? But how did you get here? I mean, did you know when you were a child that you were destined to become a meditation instructor? No, not at all. My childhood was very challenging. And what I did was to cope with it, I stuffed down my anger, my fear, and my pain and decided to live in my head. It was the only way I could get through because I didn't want to be hurt anymore. And I started smoking cigarettes when I was 12, ended up smoking about 30 a day. And when I was in my teens and my late teens, I got this recurring back pain, all due because of the repressed tensions in my body. And what I did know as a child was that surely life isn't supposed to be like this. I wanted to be happy in my little childlike mind. I knew I wanted to be happy and I wanted to find happiness, and I wasn't finding it in the household I was growing up in. So when I had I got a bachelor's degree, then a master's degree, I got married, and then my son was born. And it was really when he was born that it hit me. I have to do something to heal myself, because if I don't, I'm going to transfer or transmit all these tensions to him. Then we're going to have another unhappy person on the planet. So I started looking around, and I'd never been able to do meditation because I had so much emotional turmoil, mental turmoil, physical stress that I just couldn't sit still. But I heard about these expressive meditation techniques created by a teacher called Osho who lived in India. And when my marriage started to fall apart, I felt like my whole life was falling apart.
I decided I had to go there and see if this could be a solution for me. And I took my son with me. Fortunately, I got custody of him in the divorce. And so I followed my heart. I followed my intuition. My mind thought I was crazy, but I ignored it, or I tried to ignore it. And anyway, I was right. My heart was right, because when I got to the meditation resort in India, where Osho was giving his teachings, I learned many different types of meditations, including the classical sitting in silence, Buddhist techniques, Tibetan Buddhist techniques, Sufi techniques, Gurdjieffian techniques. I was invited in to do the meditation trainings. I thought they were crazy, because how could I ever teach meditation? But they saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And it was really the expressive techniques, which, for example, is laughter, tears, dancing, humming, a gibberish technique, a dynamic technique. And the premise is that in the first stage, you express out your tears, your anger, your rage, your fears, whatever it is. And then the second stage, you sit in silence. It's like taking the lid off the pressure cooker. And it's really just so profound how you can switch from raving on like a lunatic to sitting in silence like a Buddha. And what's happening is that as all the inner turmoil gets expressed out of the body-mind, it's then much easier and quicker to drop down to our inner silence, our inner peace, down to our center, which is 2 inches below the navel. And after spending an amount of time there, I found inner peace. I found myself. I found my creativity, my purpose, my connection to my heart, my soul. And I stopped smoking. My health improved. My back pain disappeared. And it was like a miracle. I mean, I worked hard. I was very committed to the meditations because I didn't know what else to do. I tried all kinds of things and nothing had really worked, but this really worked.
That's interesting. I may discuss it deeper when we're off the air here, but probably at the same time you were in India. Who knows? Time means nothing. I was facilitating retreats and workshops in Mill Valley and in Santa Rosa, and not knowing anything, following my intuition totally. A big part of the retreats and workshops, weekend workshops, were physical. Screaming, laughing, crying, dancing, self-expression, physical movement. And then, of course, after that, people get tired, and then we went to that quiet place. And I just rediscovered that when I was going through documents, just releasing documents to the universe again, getting rid of more paper. And it's like, so you and I, you went to India to it, and I sort of worked my way through some of it at any rate. And my whole life is about learning by doing, following that next step. And I want people who are listening to both of our stories, Pragito in a more extended way, mine in a brief way, that pay attention to when you get the guidance to do something and go somewhere. Just pay attention, because it's about listening. And if you can follow what Pragito is talking about and go forward and be cleared and be rested enough to hear the words coming into your mind, your soul and spirit, and follow them, you'll be better off. So, how do the listeners transform stress, anxiety, and worry into peace, joy, and love? There's so many people who talk about it, and I know that you've had you've experienced it yourself. So what can they do?
Well, get into meditation for sure. Understand what meditation is and what it is not is a start. So meditation is awareness. It's a quality of being fully present to the moment. And the mind is going to come in and try and take us off into the future and off back and drag up the past and persuade us to do various things. But the more you can be fully present with yourself. See, the body is always in the present moment. The heart is always in the present moment. So that helps us be more in touch with the wisdom of the heart and the wisdom of the body and the wisdom of the soul and our intuition. And then that is our best guidance, what is coming from our own inner wisdom. And most people have an experience of being in the present moment already. As I say this, you just might not have thought of it as meditation, but it is. So you're already off to a good start because you can remember and practice being in the present moment, putting your attention in the now. And then the other thing that I highly recommend are the expressive meditation techniques that I was talking about. The most popular one is the laughter meditation because it's free. Everybody can already laugh. So you don't have to do something you don't know how to do because everybody knows how to laugh. And so the first stage is you just laugh for no reason. Nobody has to be telling jokes, although that's also fine. And the second stage is sitting in silence. And it's more fun and easier, especially at the beginning, to do it with at least one other person. You can do it with a friend. You can find, there's a lot of funny videos on YouTube. I personally like the ones of babies laughing because their laughter is the most pure. And just start laughing, which actually you might think you can't do, but you can. One of my students recently, she'd never done it before, and she was on one of my Zoom trainings, and she said, I can't do this, Pragito. I can't just start laughing. And I said, well, I think you'll find that you can, but let's just start. There was a group of us, and she did. She just laughed the whole time we did it. So it's the mind that thinks you can't do it, but actually you can, because everybody has a source of laughter within them that is endless. So that's a technique that I recommend to start with because it's easy. And it's also an easy way in the second stage, after all that laughter, to drop down to your inner peace and calm in your center.
Would you say that if someone is laughing for whatever period of time as part of this expressive meditation technique, that it's about giving up control?
Oh, absolutely, because control comes from the mind. Mm-hmm. And you can't be trying to control things and laughing at the same time. It's just not possible. And laughter is a very strong energy. And it can erase any fear, anxiety, or worry from the mind, because that's where the stress comes from the mind.
That's why I used to spend a lot of time in San Francisco watching live comedians in the old days.
Yes.
They don't have that. I used to, just go there frequently, didn't have to travel too far, and just laugh and not know that this was healing. Laughing and crying, same difference in a way.
Yes, it is. There's a crying meditation as well. The two sides of the same energy, and they're incredible for expression. And laughter is very healing for the body because we release a lot of tensions from the body when we laugh. And laughter is also good for the mind because it helps to release tensions from the mind as well and helps the mind calm down. It's very good for the heart and for all your relationships, because people like people who laugh easily, who are fun and playful and have a sort of generosity of heart. And it's a very attractive energy. So it helps a lot with the law of attraction and for manifesting this technique.
So are these techniques in your book, Lunchtime Enlightenment, Expressive Meditations for Manifesting Peace, Prosperity, and Passion?
Yep, they're all in the book. Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
I will repeat it again. Lunchtime Enlightenment, Expressive Meditations for Manifesting Peace, Prosperity, and Passion. And it is available on Amazon. It has great reviews, and it's a handbook, people. It tells you what to do. You don't have to think about it. I talk to my listeners a lot on the podcast because, number one, it breaks the flow so that they'll go, whoa, she's talking now, because I want to get people's attention. I always remind people, re-listen to the podcast because there's a lot of information and you need a notepad or your computer, but I prefer pen to paper to take notes about what the guest today, Pragito Dove, is saying about expressive meditations. So that's my first interruption, maybe, not my last. But it's true, when you do laugh, you think of nothing else. You just release the diaphragm, the whole body just goes. It's just enjoyable. And that's enjoyable includes the word joy, people. Got that? Okay. So how else can they release the anxiety? Because I'm not going to go into too much of what's going on today, but it is a stressful time for many, many people. And I live in the state of Washington, which is heavily and still in lockdown. And it's been a year. In about 4 days, it'll be a year since I have been quarantined or semi-quarantined myself. And you get to the point where it's just enough already. So when people are going enough already, what do you tell them to do?
Well, another technique which is great for lockdown is the dancing meditation. Because what you can do is you can express your feelings through dance. So you just put on some music, whatever music you like. There is a CD I recommend, but at the same time you can also play any music that is helpful to you and really express your frustration or your anger, your joy, your pain, your sadness, whatever it is, through the dance. And then what you do when you come to the end of your dancing is you lie down in silence. This is not sitting in silence, but lying down in silence.
What's the difference between your suggestion before when people laughed or cried to sit in silence? Now you're saying they should lie down after they dance.
Yes,
why?
Because what we're doing with the dancing is we're generating our own energy to release all the stresses and tensions from the body-mind. And then when you lie down after the dancing, it grounds the body completely because the whole body is lying on the floor. And any energy you have generated through the dance continues to carry you down to your center, 2 inches below the navel, and brings you to an incredible place of peace and calm, which is always there. It's just that we lose touch with it. So that's why you do lying down after the dancing. Okay. That's what I recommend. I mean, you don't have to. You can do it your own way, but that's what is recommended.
Well, it certainly makes sense, and I want people to know that if you do something physical, after you do something physical, laugh, cry, dance, stop. Whether you lie down, sit down, but just stop.
Mm-hmm. Close your eyes and just be in silence. Stop the music if you've been dancing and just either lie there or sit in silence with closed eyes and watch.
And that's what people have not been doing enough of, in my opinion, is stopping. I'm always about, taking time off for yourself, take a nap, go for a walk, stop working, take notes, whatever it might be that gets you off that path of stress.
Yes.
This push, 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 which you can't make anything happen unless it's ready to happen. And that's what people need to understand, or at least know. You don't have to understand it yet. Just accept that. When it's ready, it will appear. But the pushing is what the problem is. So what do you recommend to people who are, still pushing themselves? Because it's just, I watch it and I'm sad and angry at the same time because they're hurting themselves. They're creating more pain.
Yes, and that comes from fear. It's fear of, I'm not doing enough. Why is my life the way it is? What can I do? And fear lives in the mind. So what can help is anything that helps you to get grounded and bring the energy down from the head into the body. So nature can really help us a lot here, because nature, we're walking on the earth. If you can walk with bare feet on the earth, even better. It helps you get grounded, and it brings the energy down from the head back into the body and all the way down to the feet. So I highly recommend that. Also, water is very healing. So a bath, or if you have a hot tub, or if you go swimming, or the beach, if you live near a beach where there's the ocean, just being near water, because water is incredibly healing and soothing and calming to us. Well, of course, it's part of nature too. So I highly recommend that for anybody who is really very, very stressed and in that state of feeling they have to push, because what happens when you allow yourself to receive the calming effect and the grounded effect of nature is it helps you remember the truth of who you are, which is a divine being in a body. And we are all abundant beings in an abundant universe. That is who we are. And abundance is available for everyone. Everyone deserves to be abundant. And by abundant, I mean abundance of love, abundance of money, and abundance of health and fitness. We're all deserving. We're all worthy. But we have to open up to receive the blessings of existence, the blessings of the universe. We have to be able to receive. And that's something I had to learn, because I had no idea about receiving until I went on my meditation journey. And when you pursue a practice of meditation, you learn to receive, because when you are in the present moment, you are more available to what the universe has to offer you, which is a lot. The universe is just dying to shower us with blessings, but we have to allow them. We have to let them in.
Yeah, our culture is not beneficial in that arena. It does not help us. So we've had to challenge a lot of things along the way. And I know the listeners that are still listening are still into this particular podcast with Pragito Dove, who is a global authority on expressive meditation. You know what's going on with yourself, and you're looking for tips, tools, and strategies on how to open up, how to receive, how to be healthy during this and any other time, because this podcast is going to be around forever. Sorry, guys, it will be. So, and for the others who are not aware, just re-listen again and give this to a friend. Give this podcast to a friend, and you can discuss it. Challenge each other, but these are mini workshops that I'm presenting to you each and every week. I have the best of the best as far as guests go. And as I say on my Apple introduction, they gift their wisdom to you, the listener. It's a gift. So accept the gift to the best of your ability. So you can find out more about Pragito Dove on discovermeditation.com. And Pragito, you said you had a free gift for our listeners. Where can they find it?
Yes, I do. The free gift is on discovermeditation.com/contact. And it's a 3-part video series. The video's about 5 minutes each. It's an abundance activation. And I designed it specifically to help everyone through these difficult times, and gives you a great start to everything we've been talking about.
Well, I hope the listeners got the power of the message from you, because this has been an amazing topic, an amazing gift of a speaker. And Pragito hangs around with the level of people that she deserves to hang around with. When I say, John Gray, and if you don't know who he is, check your library, Panache Desai and MITEN, it's a powerful trio there. So I want to thank Pragito Dove for being here today. It's been an amazing time, and I was glad to reconnect with her. And for those of you who are also listening, go to my website at askjoannevictoria.com. That's ASKJOANNE, Victoria, like the Queen, who I'm a friend of in my soul.com, and get a copy of one of my 7 books. This is a free book, The True Self Handbook, a guide to transform your life. No cost, it's free. Everybody have a good day and talk soon. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sanity Project podcast. Please go to AskJoanneVictoria.com to listen to more podcasts. Check out Joanne's coaching programs and get a free copy of her report, 5 Steps to Achieve Life-Work Harmony. That's AskJoanneVictoria.com. Take care, and thanks for being here.